school and everything. So.
How do you feel about where you are right now versus where you were 5 years ago?
I feel pretty good. Yeah, I think I'm pretty stable in my career, and I like have a good social group here. I like where I live and my job and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I feel a lot better. I separated from the military a long time ago, and then I went to school, and I wasn't sure how things were going to turn out, but it's been pretty good for me. I mean, there's just so many opportunities here and everything. When you're in entertainment, that's just how it goes.
Can you talk a little bit more about your time in the military?
Sure, yeah. I mean, I got kicked out of my dad's house, and I was like, well, got to find something to do. And, they cover school and everything, and going to art school is really expensive, that kind of thing. So I was like, any avenues I can take to get an advantage, just spent some time in there. Wasn't really the life for me, that kind of thing. And decided to separate, can't have this in the military. So honestly, I really just thought of my future in terms of if I was going to be able to do the thing I wanted to do. If I can, it's at this point I think I'm stable enough, fortunate enough to be stable that it's really just about is what I'm doing fulfilling, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
So,
you're both millennials, right? How do you feel like being part of that generation? Do you think I'm part of it too. Do you think we have a different perspective on the future? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think we were probably sold the same idea as older generations, like baby boomers. Like, oh, you go to college and then you buy a house and get married and you have kids, all by the time you're like 30.
yeah.
It's not a realistic dream for a lot of millennials these days.
Right. We're like right in the middle of sea change over our potential and what's possible economically and stuff. So I think it's going to be tumultuous, probably for a lot of people. On top of that, I think there are a lot of maybe people on the top and in charge of things that they don't care, and even if they do know, they are working in their own interest. It's not that they don't understand, it's that they don't want to, or if they do, they're working to set the world up for themselves.
Right. Yeah. Do you think the government does too much, too little, or just enough for the people struggling in this country?
I'd say not enough for the people who really need help. And I feel like they do a lot for people who don't particularly need that much help. Corporations.
I mean, if you just look at where money is allocated from the government, particularly in the last few years, it's definitely not going to the places where it needs to be going. There's, funnily enough, as a veteran, acknowledge that, there's way too much military spending in the U.S., that kind of thing. Lots of, aside from whether or not you think the country needs to maintain a strong defense, there's still an extreme surplus of spending on our military. And on top of that, not enough spending on, aside from the fact that it's diverted to the rich and corporations a lot of the time, just not enough going to the people most in need of help.
If y'all could change one thing about this country, what it would be?
I wish our military budget was like a fraction of what it is now, and all that money was spent on social services.
It's just so insane.
And it's interesting coming from a veteran like yourself.
But I mean, it's just a fact when you look at our defense needs, how much goes to waste. That it's the budget is more than some number of the next highest military budget countries in the world combined. We're exponentially higher than most countries, So
I think a really interesting metaphor that I heard once for our military budget was that it's like moving into a house in a new neighborhood and then installing a bunch of guns and weapons around your house.
Yeah.
And just without any anticipation that your house might be intruded or invaded or anything, just for the fact
because
that
you think that you need to present this image, and
Yeah.
it's just perception. Yeah. Well, and
no furniture.
no
Yeah.
furniture. Yeah.
no furniture,
Yeah.
exactly.
Guns.
Nothing on the
Right.
inside.
No food, and not to mention that the people that you're paying for those guns are actually your friends. So hopefully, I think one of the positives is that people are exposed to so many viewpoints, and they're able to mobilize now through social media and everything, that as long as they get out and vote and
Right.
are aware of issues and try to be critical about things, it can turn to the better, for the better, or whatever. So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I have for you two.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.